Hello, I'm John Butler of Hypnotherapy Training International. I've just been asked by somebody who saw our website with an upcoming course at the end of February on Hypnotherapy Skills for Life Change and Clinical Hypnotherapy. These courses running one after the other in Jordan. And well, in a very few words, because there's so much to speak about those courses, I would say that they introduce the serious student, to the wonderful world of hypnotic trance and hypnotic suggestion, which really is the secret power through the ages that the great masters have used in their way they've used their minds to create great change in other people in the world. Because that power of the mind, which we're calling subconscious, is what really drives and motivates us primarily. Our intellectual mind often just rationalizes, justifies, and struggles to explain what's really often coming from deeper programs in the subconscious layers of the mind. Now, on that course, because we're a very serious training school, we're going to teach you as quickly as possible, but in a way that's effective and ethical, the great ability to use the mind to help yourself and others. It's a very serious vocational choice because you can do great good in the world. Now, we hope that you would do good research to find, first of all, that you've looked for a course that suits you. There are good courses out there, and there's many which make claims which may not stand up to scrutiny, because it's a very unregulated field despite a multitude of so-called standards of various kinds. They are standards, but what really they're measuring and how effective they are at monitoring and explaining how good therapists works is another question. So hypnotherapy is a great ability which requires a lot of knowledge, skills, training of the individual. Your personal power, in other words, your ability to use your subconscious power, has a great deal to do with how effective you will be as a therapist. It's together with your knowledge, techniques, and clinical skills. And we'll be teaching a lot of those skills. But you can learn to hypnotize somebody in an hour or two. You can learn to use suggestions for entertainment or for more serious purposes, which we hope you will use them for, very, very quickly. However, we want to teach you a range of inductions. We're very well known for our instant and rapid inductions. We take the work of the great masters as we can gather it as best we can from history. Modern masters such as Gil Boyne and Dave Ellman, they're a very important part of our work, and modern developments that continue to occur. Now, hypnotherapy can be used as an adjunct to psychotherapy, and talk therapy has its place, of course. But talking on its own, if that's all it does, staying at an intellectual discussion of talking, will produce very little results for somebody. We favor a multi-model approach to hypnotherapy, where it's not limited to I only use CBT or a psychodynamic model, because the human mind is far too multifaceted to restrict ourselves. Training in CBT as a form of psychotherapy takes 3 to 4 years, according to the experts. That's because there's a lot to learn from a psychological point of view. Whether you need all that for a clinician is another matter, whether it's the most useful. But we're going to teach you anyway what I know from my experience over the last 30 years of training people, what knowledge that you need to be able to assess clinical skills properly for yourself. In other words, you're learning how to do good consultation. You look at other people who are doing work online and you see how they evaluate the client and work with their issues. You become very good at assessing clients, to being able to interview them and so on, and begin to understand how their mind is working, and then begin to help them with all the knowledge that you can learn on those two courses to help many, many problems, including the most simpler ones that people associate with hypnotherapy, such as smoking, various weight cases, people with stress, various behaviors they want to change that are unhealthy, build their confidence, achieve goals, improve their performance, and reduce stress in many, many settings. So you learn all of that, and you learn then to move on, to go deeper into the human mind, to plumb the depths of human consciousness. Freud and Jung used hypnosis. Jung continued, but he used different words to describe hypnosis. Freud abandoned hypnosis and realized he'd made a terrible mistake, and tried to reintroduce it about 25 years later, but by then it was too late. so it's kept out of psychoanalysis, but we use it, of course, in behavior therapy and in many forms of psychotherapy under different names. However, you need to learn the skills properly of what hypnosis is and how to induce it and use it properly, not just as an adjunct to therapy, but as a complete form of therapy in itself, which you then bring in knowledge from other therapies as part of your therapeutic approach. So you're going to learn a huge amount, and you've got to learn about language, you've got to learn about nonverbal communication, use of gestures and so on. You've got to learn the vocal skills, and you need to learn many things to become very competent, effective as a therapist. And as you learn those skills of self-hypnosis on these courses, the initial courses we teach, you'll be able to help clients to use their subconscious power. You'll be helping them to release their blocks as you release your own, and begin to set the goals that are right for them, that are really their purpose in life, and to achieve those goals. So please get in touch to get more information. You can visit the website. We're happy to speak to you on the phone or communicate by other means and help you with your learning needs. And we hope to see you very soon on the course in Jordan, or another in-person course, or one of our online courses in 2023. Thank you very much for listening and watching.